people who think the current unemployment rate isn't good enough, people who don't want to pay $5, $6, $7 a gallon for gasoline, who like my $2.50 a gallon plan, people who are worried by the size of the deficits and believe it's going to cheat their children and their grandchildren of a decent future, people who worry about national security and this new report that the president basically told the Russians to let him get past the election before he sold out our missile defense. I think there are a lot of folks who, for different reasons, may this year decide to take Delaware into the Republican column. I have a hunch that they're going to rule that it's unconstitutional. And the interesting question is, because of the way they rammed it through, they forgot to put in what's called a severability clause, which normally says if one part of this is unconstitutional, the rest is okay. So technically, the court could end up saying the whole thing's unconstitutional because it lacks that clause. That would be a huge, huge step. And whether or not the court's comfortable doing that, I'm not sure. But I will be a little surprised if they don't rule that it is unconstitutional. I think that there are some subsidies that make sense. I worry when the government starts picking winners and losers. I mean, if the government wants to say, we want to encourage development of electric cars, so anybody who buys an electric car, here's the tax credit you get, that's fine, because then everybody can compete, and it's the customer who decides. But when you start getting bureaucrats pretending that they're venture capitalists, you waste a lot of money. We believe, if you look at what's happened in North Dakota, the new technologies allow us to develop natural gas and oil on a scale we've never seen before. So we believe if you open up federal lands and if you permit drilling offshore, again, far enough offshore that nobody's going to see it, it doesn't affect tourism or fishing, we think you can make America once again the #1 oil and gas producer in the world. You've got to have very strict controls, for example, over the kind of piping that you use. Because apparently with modern piping there's no real problem, whereas with some of the older stuff there really was a problem. When I was Speaker of the House, I had to get Bill Clinton's signature for anything to become law. So I had to work with a liberal Democrat in the White House. When I worked as a junior member with Ronald Reagan, we had to get every third Democrat to vote with us in order to pass the Reagan tax plan. So if I become president, I will spend a good bit of time between the election and the inaugural trying to see every single Democrat one-on-one to just talk with them and try to establish some basis for getting things done.